Hey, what is going on, you guys? Admiral Tori here, and welcome aboard for another video on my channel. In today's video, I'm going to start a Let's Play on the original Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty has a long history when it comes to the franchise. They started right around the early 2000s. The company, named Infinity Ward, was created and owned by Activision. The original purpose of this company for creating the franchise known as Call of Duty was to compete against Medal of Honor, which was another World War II shooter franchise. World War II shooting games were very popular during the late 90s and early 2000s, and Call of Duty was the game that has really brought my attention to enjoy reading stories and playing World War II games. Basically, it has really changed the way I play games, or at least in terms of my interest of looking for games. Nowadays, Call of Duty reputation has really gone down the drain for a lot of people, especially for a person like me, because my first game that I have ever played when I was little was known as Call of Duty Finest Hour. I never played the original Call of Duty. Call of Duty Finest Hour was actually the first Call of Duty interpretation for the console, because Call of Duty, the original, which I have here today, was just for the PC. Now, I know for a fact there's other types of Call of Duty like United Defense and all that. I don't know what all those other ones, but as far as my knowledge goes, I know Call of Duty, this one, the original one, is the first one. Then comes Call of Duty 2, then Call of Duty, which was done by Treyarch, and then Call of Duty 4, which is done by Infinity Ward. So for me, I would say that I'm a hardcore Call of Duty fan, but just because I'm a fan does not mean I like the current game today, because the current Call of Duty today was completely different from the original tradition of Call of Duty. So I'm here today to make a pilgrimage to actually beat this game. At the same time, we can start a new adventure into the realms of World War II, because World War II games, especially shooters, I don't think there's that many of them out there nowadays, especially from the AAA developers. I think the last World War II game that the Call of Duty franchise have ever put out was Call of Duty World at War, and Call of Duty World at War was a really good game for me at the time of release. It was a period of time when people were comparing Call of Duty 4 to World at War, saying that, you know, World at War wasn't a good game, but later on people learned to appreciate World at War, and that was really the last DNA of World War II themed games for the Call of Duty franchise. Medal of Honor also went away with the World War II idea and moved toward the modern, and lately they just completely disbanded the company because of their failure on Medal of Honor Warfighter. To a certain degree, in terms of their failure, there's a reason why they disbanded the company. If it was a smashing success, they wouldn't disband the Medal of Honor series. So without further ado, let's start the game. Now I'm going to do regular, just for the sakes of just, you know, keeping the pace of the game. I played many veteran level games for Call of Duty 4 and World of War. I got an idea what veteran is about. It's just waiting for yourself to be healed, and then you peek again and try to get another kill before you get headshotted by the AI. So this is your traditional tutorial here. Look for the signs. Oh Jesus, sensitivity is really high. Let's crank it down here. But yes, I have a lot of fond memories of World War II games back in the days.
In addition, the location of your current objective is marked by the star on your compass. As you approach your
Oh yes, the compass. Now I remember the compass.
Approach your current objective.
All right, let's cruise around the area.
You will notice that objective is checked off, and you now have a new one. All right, Martin. Open the gate.
Martin,
and run
good
the
to see
obstacle
you.
course. Go,
They
go,
got your
go.
sorry butt here too, huh?
Move it, ladies. This is not your Aunt Fanny's dance.
Now I'm pretty sure
Jump over
when
him.
Call of Duty came out, it was considered very impressive with its
Not
graphics.
bad. Now hit the dirt and
Nowadays,
fall
you
forward
bring
under the
this
barbed wire.
baby to some kind of graphics comparison to the modern games. Yeah, there's no comparison. But it brings back the nostalgia.
Sergeant, fire up those machine guns. Those are live rounds, boys.
Oh yeah, those are live rounds. And that is a MG42, famous German machine gun. Nicknamed Hitler's Buzzsaw.
Ladders, Private. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Stand up. Oh, climb the ladder right here. I don't think I can. Oh, you can actually. Never mind.
Private Martin, proceed through that door. Sergeant Moody's gonna take you through weapons training. The rest of you ladies,
Whenever it
stay
comes to
right here.
ladders, it's always difficult in any game I play. I haven't found a game that ladders were very usable, because I usually just fly off the ladder.
Grab it from any loose weapon of the same type you are carrying. Approach the
Oh
fence
yeah,
and
the
fire
M1
6 rounds at
carbine.
your target. Your
If you're
accuracy
British, you
will
probably
be
say the
defined by the
M1
tightness of your
carbine.
crosshairs.
What's my current objective? Hit the target 12 times. Alright.
Fire 6 more rounds at your target. Different stances and while moving. All right, Private. Move on to the next area. Grab up a Springfield rifle from the table. Switching
Oh,
it
the
for
good
your
old
carbine.
American
Turn
Springfield.
to the left. Move to the fence and fire 2 rounds at your target.
Whoops. Wrong key. How do you hold your breath? Or you only hold your breath?
2 rounds at your target while aiming down your sight.
I kind of did that.
All right. I hope it's clear to you that you will be more accurate while aiming down the sight. All right, Private. Move on to the next area.
Ooh, the classic American Thompson.
You can only carry 2 weapons besides your sidearm.
This is my favorite gun when I was playing Call of Duty
Fire 10
Finest
rounds
Hour
at your target.
on the PS2.
Hip, then aiming down. Compare your accuracy.
And the reason why is because I love the
Fire
reload
in both
animation.
ways. Take a few steps while aiming down your sight. You're gonna move slower this way. In close quarters combat, you can hit your enemy with the butt end of your weapon. This is called a melee attack. Try it with your Thompson. Don't screw around, kid. This is for real. Now switch weapons, Private. Unless you're as dumb as you are ugly, it may dawn on you that each weapon is good for different situations. Make the wrong choice and you could buy the farm. Fire 3 more rounds at your target. Outstanding, Private. Proceed to the next area. Pick up the frag grenades from the table. Pick them up. Throw a grenade into each of the openings before you. Rock and fire. Move behind
Whoops.
the concrete post and lean out to the left. This will help protect you from the enemy.
Oh yeah, the leaning command. What's it? Leaning mechanics never available on the consoles. Jeez, my gosh, what's with my throwing skills here? What does it want me to do? Pick up some grenades, throw them in each window and door. I always wonder when I was little. Ah, jeez, come on now. I was always wondering how people were leaning in the early times of YouTube, and I found out that was only available on the PC. There we go.
Move on to the next area.
Only took me several tries.
Remember, Private, if you get hurt, grab one of those health kits and use it.
You guys
Don't
remember
be a
the
hero.
health kits
They whip
back in the days when they were
people
very
alive.
popular?
That's a lot of
Nowadays, most
firepower.
games are just
Treat it
heal
with
up.
respect.
Just wait and heal up.
That stuff doesn't care what it blows up. Place your explosives on the cinder block wall. Note that a stopwatch has appeared. This will tell you how much time you have to get your butt out of there unless you want to burn off.
Are we clear to
Good
go
job,
for our
Private.
first
Well
mission?
done. Keep your weapons with you and clean at all times.
Alright, that was easy. Next level, that's your, your normal traditional tutorial level.
Baker Company, listen up. This is the big one. Operation Overlord, the air and seaborne invasion of Normandy. On H-Hour D-Day, seaborne infantry will attack 5 beaches codenamed Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword here on the coast of Normandy. Utah and Omaha beaches will be attacked by 3 of our infantry divisions.
At the same time, 2 British and 1 Canadian division will hit Gold, Juno, and Sword beaches. The airborne will be landing 6 hours before H-hour, before the air and naval bombardments. The British 6th Airborne Division will be landing here. At the same time, the 101st and the 82nd Airborne will be landing in these areas. The Dews River estuary here divides Utah and Omaha Beach. The mission of the 101st is to capture the Dews River crossings linking Utah and Omaha Beach and to protect the flanks of Utah Beach. This road here is the main highway that connects the entire Cotentin Peninsula. The Germans have troop concentrations in this region. When those troops are mobilized into a counterattack on the beaches, they'll have to move along this road. The 101st is going to make sure that doesn't happen. Baker Company, that's us, has been assigned this causeway here. The Pathfinders, like Private Martin, will be dropped ahead of the main force and will plant beacons on the ground to mark the landing zones. However, there is no telling what will happen once we're on the ground. So I want all of you to learn the objectives of every unit in both the 101st and 82nd. I also want you to study these maps and photographs until you've memorized them. We will be landing behind the Atlantic Wall, between several German garrisons. We can't expect to be relieved until at least several hours after H-hour. This is what we've been training for. Good luck.
Alright, our first mission, June 5th, 1944, 1800 hour. This must be D-Day, somewhere along the lines of D-Day. Or maybe past D-Day. This is a airborne invasion. Link up with Sergeant Health. Oh, that was such a classic code name. Back in the days, they call people Health. Wow, ow, who's shooting me? Oh, jeez. Did I not see that guy? What kind of guns do I have? A pistol? Oh, I can only pick between the two. Let's use our M1A1 carbine. And later on when I run out of ammo, I'll pick up the good old German... Is it the Mauser Kar 98K? It looks like Sergeant Health got a little bit caught here. Set up the radio beacon. Yes, good old World War II. Realistic theme. Not realistic graphics, but the idea is realistic, right? No UFOs and all that flying and jumping exosuits. How do I get over there? Oh no. Am I lost? I'm pretty sure there's a way there. A way to get there. Oh, there is a door right here. Of course. This is one of those linear games, right? Back in the day when much more straightforward direction. What does the beacon look like? Is it just like a radio? And there goes the siren. Our squadron is coming. Can't run, no sprint. Private row. Alright, let's proceed to our objective here. Bring out our Thompson. Can we open the door? I don't think so. Why is our objective all the way back there? Okay, now it's changed. Make your way to the nearest town. There's little talking here, a little interaction with our friendly squad. Oh! I did not kill him. And jeez Louise, we just lost half our HP. No worries, we got plenty of health kits here. And there's no such thing as shooting through wooden boxes. That's right. I don't think you can shoot through wooden boxes. They didn't have that type of advanced physics. That was a big deal in Call of Duty 2, I think. Especially Call of Duty 4, because that's where I learned about shooting through boxes. That was the first game that I learned that you can shoot through objects. Because all the other previous old games I played, I couldn't shoot through objects. And it's mainly because Call of Duty 4 was my first Call of Duty on a next generation console at that time, which was the Xbox 360. I haven't played, you know, those newer consoles until later on when I got enough money to get an Xbox 360. So I stuck to my PS2 for a while, but that one broke, and I got a GameCube to play Call of Duty Big Red 1, Call of Duty number 2, Big Red 1, the alternative to Call of Duty 2, the Call of Duty 2 version for the older generation console for GameCube and PlayStation 2. If you had a PS3, which was a luxury, or a Xbox 360, you can buy the actual Call of Duty 2, which I do have on the PC. And I do plan on playing that game and put it on this channel once I'm done with this original Call of Duty. Look at the men who are walking. That's it. That was a very short level. Let's continue down the road.
All right, guys, get set to move on my command.
We're in France. Good old France.
Let's go, let's go.
We're going to liberate France. Still got plenty of ammo. Oh! Jeez, what just happened? That was unexpected. Is that Stukas? Let's get rid of that MG. Mortars. There's this dead cow. I think the sounds very similar to Call of Duty Finest Hour, but Call of Duty Finest Hour sounds much more... I don't know. I don't know. It sounds a little different. Might be mistaken. They might use the same file when they were creating Finest Hour. But I can certainly tell you right away, even though Call of Duty Finest Hour was the first Call of Duty on the console, it's definitely different on the storyline here. I love the first level on Call of Duty Finest Hour. That was my favorite level for that game. Maybe in the future I might grab a PS2 and find a copy of Call of Duty Finest Hour. And then again, I need a recording software with a recording hardware to get those games working. While the PC, you just get the software and get things to work. And I remember back in the day, I had a really crappy computer. I had an E-machine. It was Windows XP. It was so terrible. You spend like 10 minutes just to boot up the computer. It didn't matter because I couldn't play games. And my father, with the internet at that time, we had, is it landline? Is that what you called? Or broadband? I don't know. It was a landline or broadband. We had NetZero. It was free. Free internet. Yes, free internet. You connect to the phone line. You can just imagine how terrible it was. It's been like, how long? 4 hours just to download 200 megabytes? Yeah, it was terrible. It's been like an hour to buffer a YouTube video for 1 minute. Just 1 minute, you had to wait 1 hour. Oh boy, the good old ancient ages of internet for me. Let's kill this guy. Go on rampage in here.
Move it, go! Cover fire!
Can we pick up the MG42, we can pick it up. Let's trade our... Oh, we can't pick it up, we can only use it. That's a bummer. I don't think in the older Call of Duties you can pick up an MG42. World of War, definitely, because I play enough zombies to pick it up from the mystery box. Okay, let's continue on. Destroy the was it Flak Panzer? I think that is a anti-air. Where is the entrance? That's a better question. Alright, let's look on the compass here. The compass is notorious for being confusing, because you can only go... Hold up. The reason the compass is confusing is because it's very, like, vague, if I put it that way. Because nowadays you have maps, alright? Compass, it's just direction, it just tells you direction. Like, you might go the wrong direction and won't be able to get to your destination. Let's see if I can figure out if you can actually wallbang these wooden fences. Someone was behind that wooden fence? I don't know. Do they have an MP40? No. Nobody has an MP40.